Are the problems of the world your problems? This is the question I want to discuss today, and by using the capabilities of my mind, trying to get a deeper understanding of the topic and maybe even reality itself. Let's see. The problems of the world. The world is full of problems. You just have to put on the news or the front page of the social media of your choice. You will probably soon find many things that you don't like in the world. So now I could start arguing that how do you even know these are problems? If you want to go real deep, real quick, yes, because some things that you don't like, what you see as a problem, for another person, this is the solution. Yeah, I mean the easiest example for this one would be, so at the time of the recording, summer of 2025, there's some turmoil, let's say, in the United States of America because of the election of Trump, and we had a huge pendulum swing because the government before was very left-leaning and now it's very right-leaning in the context of American politics and how it used to be in the last couple of decades. So, and many things now that are happening, for if you are a person that is politically more left-leaning, then you would see it as problems. But if you would be a person that is politically more right-leaning, then you would see it as the solution. Finally, things are getting better, you would say, and you are very happy about these changes. So you already see we're having a problem with talking about problems, because it's not so clear what are the real problems of the world, actually. And this is only one example. It applies to any other things. I find it sometimes very hilarious. For example, climate change. This is a big global discussion. And then also many people, and funnily enough, many people who are having this viewpoint, this belief, so this problem occupies a lot of space in their life. It's so important for them, climate change, and at the same time, when I discuss stuff with these people, they often believe humans are the disease of the planet, which I made another video about. So then why is it a problem? If we assume this is all correct and the temperatures are heating up or at least changing, if you go to the true meaning of the word climate change, that we have a more chaotic climate environment, more extreme weather events and stuff. If we assume this is all correct, which is very, very likely, and at one point it will be as extreme that it will kill us all. Perfect or not? And you have your solution because we are the disease, so it's good if we're all dead. So the planet will survive anyway. So I discussed this in more detail in the other video. I will not go in detail here. But we are then all gone. So why is it even an issue, you see, from this perspective? It's perfect that it's getting more chaotic, the weather, because then we will all die and then the disease is gone of the planet. Isn't that wonderful? From this perspective. Very interesting, isn't it? And you can put this on all contexts, religion too, of course. For some this would be a problem. Spread of atheism, for example, if you are a religious person, would be a huge problem for you. But the spread of religions, if you are atheistic, maybe would be a problem for you. You see again. Isn't that all so strange and confusing now suddenly? So now I change to another point that I want to discuss according to this topic. Now back to the core issue. Are the problems of the world even your problems? Because who are you to even consider that these are yours. So you are neither the world nor humanity, so why are you even caring so much about the problems of the world in the first place? I would assume, if you're watching this video, that you have very, very little power to change anything of magnitude in the world, actually. I doubt that you are in a high position of power. And even if you are, your power would still be quite limited, probably, with a very, very, very few examples that can actually make major changes. So, and even those are still pulled by so many different forces. I mean, the President of the United States is a great example. Even if he's in such a executive position with so much theoretical power, there are still many, many other forces pulling around, so that he's not completely free in whatever he wants to do and how he wants to change the planet. And I mean, we're seeing this right now with this idea of a new economic order of the world. It is trying to be established, and how well it's going. It's not that easy, even in this high position of power, because there's so many other forces. But you, watching me talk here right now, you have very, very little power. So why are you so considered with the problems of the world? You will not fix them. Sorry to tell you. Sorry to tell you. You're going with this climate change, because I mentioned it before, or with this religious topic that I mentioned, or whatever, the political stuff. You will not change it. You will not be the one who solves it. Yeah. The conflict in the Middle East, it's too big for you. I'm sorry to tell you. You will not be the one to fix that. It's way too big for you. I would even argue you have no understanding of these things. Neither the climate change topic, nor the political topic, nor these conflicts, in the big conflicts, I mentioned it sometimes too, Russia and Ukraine. You probably the amount of information that you would need to fix the problem compared to what you're having is at least one magnitude, probably 10 magnitudes or something. You have 1% or maybe even 0.1% of the information to actually understand the conflict, because these issues are so gigantic, so huge, so entangled in the history of humanity, in the deepness of science and of the complexity of the world. If we take, for example, these more natural problems, it's not a simple problem. The ecosystem of this earth we are living here, the complexity is unbelievable, unreal even, and you will never understand it. You will never understand it. So, because your mind is not capable of it, and then even, maybe it's the lucky guess, and you are actually a climate scientist, and you studied the topic now for 20 years. It's super small chance that this is the truth, but it is possible. Okay, and even then, with all the data, you are connected with the world sphere of climate scientists, the top of the top. Even then, you have the problem that you lack data. You lack data. So you are unable, with all the knowledge, all these resources you're having, which are still very limited for this huge problem you're having, you would not even understand it. And it's not now assume, okay, go one step further. Okay, we have this great artificial intelligence now. We'll probably make a video about this too in the future, which gets all the data that we are having, organizes it in a beautiful way that you can actually understand the problem. Finally, you have this godlike intelligence. This will set you free. So this doesn't fix it though. It's the same in your own life. Maybe you have some deep personal problems. You can dig down, go to the root, deeper and deeper and deeper. From maybe it's a relationship problem. You start in the relationship and then you go deeper to your personality. Then you suddenly realize, oh, it's a family issue. Then you go down into your ancestry tree, and so on and so on and so on. You can always understand it a little deeper. But this doesn't fix the problem, does it? Yeah, now you have the perfect answer. Exactly, because there was a trauma happening 3 generations in the past. This is the reason why you're now having this conflict with your girlfriend. Wow, okay. Bravo. Doesn't fix the problem though, huh? So. And now the thing is, with these personal problems, how many personal problems do you have? A lot, probably. Huh? Your life is not perfect. Huh? You're struggling like everybody else. So if you are not even able to organize your own life in an abundant way, how can you even assume that you can fix any of these gigantic problems that are happening in the world? This is pure arrogance. And foolishness too, of course, because what you're doing when you are observing these problems, so you're watching the news 2 hours a day, then you're discussing the news with your friends and families another 2 hours a day. 4 hours every day, 7 days a week. So you're already at nearly 30 hours that you're spending, that you are putting your most valuable attention and also energy into, that is just going into nothingness. Because if you talk about politics with your friends and families, it's nothing. It's just fuss. It's just fog. It changes nothing. Because it doesn't mean anything what you're discussing. Because you are not the one who changes stuff. You are not the one in the position of power who has actually executive power to change things. You're not. So why is it so important to discuss these problems of the world? So it would be way more important to discuss problems and issues and things you want to change. Doesn't always have to be a problem. Sometimes you can just change things for the better. You have a vision. How can I make things better without even there mustn't be a problem there. You can I don't know, maybe you want to build a little shelf in your garden. So there's no problem at all, but it would be better if it would be there, because now you can get all your tools in there and stuff. Or maybe you want to change your living room because the furniture is old or whatever. It's not really a problem, it's okay like it is, but it would be even better if you would change it. A few examples here. But to get back to the point, what I want to say here is, I assume, in my infinite arrogance, that your energy and your attention is better used for things that you can actually make a difference in. So you would discuss now with your friends and families and your spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, whatever you choose, the things that are actually important for your own lives, where you can make a difference. And then, if you're very successful with that, yes, maybe you build the shelf or the garden palace in the end, whatever, how successful you would be. You change your living room, and then you organize your community. Maybe you're doing some events for your neighborhood, maybe whatever. And slowly then you're realizing, you're becoming a leader, and I'm very talented at this. It's going very, very well. Then you can expand maybe to your city, if you're capable of that. So this would be an unbelievable hard challenge, because now we're going from the top up, not like you did all your life. No, you're going from the top down. Now we're going from the bottom up. Now you're realizing, when you're going from the bottom up, how huge the tree actually is. That you were always trying to change. Here you were trying to change the leaves of the tree, but now that you're going from the roots, you finally realize how far away they actually are and how many they are, and they are all connected to this this huge system that is the whole tree. And now let's see how high you can actually get, because it's unlikely already that you will achieve a level where you can make very productive changes in your city, because this alone, maybe it depends how big your city is, of course, but let's assume it's 500,000 people. The complexity already is mind-blowing in a place of 500,000 people. If you think we a few thousand years ago, we were organized in villages, 100, 200 people. And now you have to fix problems for 500,000. This is a tough challenge. It's a very tough challenge. Because even if you assume how difficult is it to organize 200 people, have you ever tried maybe? Have you made a big party, or have you tried to create a small club or something? It's already tough. Now assume 500,000. And this is only a city, but you are also always considered with your country, or probably even the whole world. Now you realize how ridiculous this whole thing is. So now to come back to the original questions. Are the problems of the world your problems? I say no, they are not. Not as long as you cannot figure out from the bottom up. Because if you are successful in organizing friends and families, your community, your neighborhood, then your city, then you go to the country level. And after that, after you've been successful in all these and you understand the ever more expanding complexity of these issues, then you can start. Then you can really start to worry about the world. Then, not before. And then you will also realize the world is not the end. Because if you are then at the world level, you will realize, we are in a way, way bigger cosmos. And then I ask you, and this is the end of the video, why are you not concerned with the problems of the galaxy? Why not? You are so concerned with the problems of the world, why not with the problems of the galaxy? It's way more important because it's way bigger. You think it's important what's happening in the Middle East. Maybe this is nothing compared to what's happening in the Orion system. Maybe there's a gigantic conflict going on that will affect you. Like they tell you all the time, this financial collapse that is happening soon will affect you. But this thing happening in the Orion system, this galactic conflict, man, it will affect Earth. You cannot even imagine, and then it will affect you too because you are a part of Earth. Why are you not concerned about that? Why not? What's the difference actually between the world level and the galactic one? Ask yourself this question. You can of course even go one step higher to the universal scale, the cosmic scale. What's happening in the whole cosmos will affect this galaxy here too, but it's just a small part of it. And then you really fastly, hopefully, realize how pointless it is what you're doing there. But if you grow enough, at one point, you can change the galaxy and fix the problems of the galaxy. This would be an unreal success, wouldn't it? I think that's a good ending for this discussion. If you like this, then I will do it in the future. I enjoy it, as you see. I will do more of this, so you can subscribe if you like. And if you have anything to add, then feel free to do so in the comments. And then, until next time.